Hello, Serious Survivor here. And today I'm going to start building a new bug out bag. This bag is geared with the idea that my primary objective is to get to my primary location, to get back to my home so that I can further gear up and, if necessary, bug out from there. So what we're looking at here is an EverKey bag. I decided to go on this route. I decided to go less tactical and I decided to go more hiking backpack type. This has a lot of interior pockets. I can really organize things well, and I like to carry a lot of different types of gear, so this is going to serve me well. The only drawback to that type of situation is the fact that with so many pockets, then you're left with less large deep pocket storage space. But I still believe that this is going to work out pretty good. But also during the process, I'm going to do something I always do when I create a new bag, and that's make an inventory list. As I put things in it, I want to keep track of what I've got in it. And also on that list, I want to make notes of things that I need to put in to further complete or make this a better bug out bag or kit. This is just the start of this project. And by the time I get done, I want to have all of my pockets with essential items neatly organized. So let's get started. But some of our basic needs are shelter, and having this 6x8, this is a heavy duty tarp, so this is going to stand up pretty well to the elements, and a thick heavy duty poncho slash raincoat, and this is a pretty thick and nice one. I like it. And I'm also going to put an emergency space blanket in there, so these will fit pretty nicely in the flatter section here. I'm going to put these in the rear right back here. And that should not take up too much space. But also back here, I'm going to put the raincoat, and I'm going to place the emergency poncho in there. And one more addition, this emergency tent. I had this sitting over there and I wanted to put it in too. It comes with its own line, and this is made out of the same material that your emergency blankets are. And as you can see here, it's going to construct a tent that'll give you some good shelter, from the elements. So this is going to go in the same area of my bag as the tarp and the other items. We're going to need some types of devices that'll fasten things, some things that we can store something up in the trees, like our food if necessary, in a wilderness environment, to string up our tarp with, or just for any type of situation. So I'm looking here at a 50-foot small package of paracord, the 550 paracord. A smaller package of just some heavy-duty line. It's not 550, but this is good for my shelter and things. And zip ties. Zip ties are something that always come in handy, and I don't think that need will change, just because it's the apocalypse. So I'm going to put these in a different location. And where I'm going to put these at is I'm going to put one of the lines right here in this side pocket, and I'm going to place the second line. Now, another alternate choice for placing your lines, and that's something that I may do later too, is on the exterior of the bag, because your line can just hang there and it saves you a lot of space on the inside. And I'm just going to use one of these pockets right here, one of these deeper pockets, and place my zip ties in them there. Next is some of the most important things that we can have, and these are our maps and compasses. There's a lot of different compass types and maps to choose from on the market. And what you go with is your personal choice. These are the two that I've decided to put in this bag. They're both Silvas. This is a Silva Ranger. It's a very good compass. It's hard to navigate through a wilderness situation without maps and compass. Now, included with the maps, I've also got this set of what's called compass cards. And these compass cards, as you can see right here, these have the see-through type that you place on your map to help you with measurements, and then cards here that help with your calculations. And for someone who is not familiar with navigating through the wilderness or using a map for navigation, then these cards will almost teach you from scratch how to do so. And it's still handy for the experienced user because you have a way to measure accurately and to get accurate readings along your maps. I'm not going to pull all these out of here, but what I have here are maps of every state that surrounds my state of South Carolina. So North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the southeast there. I have detailed maps, city maps of the larger cities, and then topographical map of some of the areas. So I've got as many maps as I can keep in here, and I always feel it's important to make sure that you have maps for the, not just the area you live in, but the areas in all directions to the area you live in, so that, you know, when you're bugging out, you may have to take an alternate route, and having a map to get you through these unfamiliar terrains is going to be a great benefit. I think I actually will keep the map right here in this pouch. Now the compass, here's what we, you know, when we're using a compass, then of course one of these is going to be around my neck if I'm using it for navigation. But for now, for storage, I'm going to store these in one of these little pouches here. I got these pouches and they're really handy. So I'm going to put both of my compasses in here. But for now, I'm going to set this to the side because there's some more things that I do want to put in here because there is so much more space. We're going to put those in just a minute, but for now we're going to set it to the side. That's not going to actually go in the bag yet. Coming up next is my fire starter equipment. In this bag I keep a lot of different utensils for starting making fire. And one of the first things I'm going to add on my inventory list is I need a few more lighters in this bag, a couple more lighters at least, and a couple more fire steels. So I'm going to write this down. But I put all this in one bag because with my fire starting equipment, I don't like to keep this inside of my bag. I like to keep this outside of my bug out bag, and I'll mount this on the bag after we complete it with everything else. Next is a tool kit. And that's a set of Allen wrenches and Allen pack, an eyeglass repair kit, a handsaw, a Leatherman Wave multi-tool, and a pair of wire cutters. I'm also going to keep in there some of these Grease Monkey wipes, but I'm going to keep these tools in various pouches in the bag itself. So we're going to open this up and look at where these tools would be best kept. And I'm thinking inside of these mesh pouches right here is where I'm going to keep these tools. They'll be easily accessible and I'll see them at all times. Let's put the eyeglass one by itself. So we put the eyeglass by itself, the tools, some of them in there. Let's put the Leatherman Wave in there, and then my wire cutter. Also in this pouch, I'm going to put these little wipes here. All right, so that held all of those tools, and I even have room for more. Next, I'm sort of combining two categories here, and I have a lot of different things up here, and I'm deciding which ones to put in this bag. Now, first of all, I want a couple of really good flashlights. Here's an Olight, and this is an excellent small flashlight, very bright. Here we have this is Sawyer, and I think I did a review on this light at one point in time, and it's a really good light too. And they both have rechargeable batteries, which is very important in a moment, we'll see. And then we have this WowTac light throwers. We also have a headlamp here, and I just feel like that would come in handy from time to time. Also with rechargeable batteries, and so are these two devices. All of these are using rechargeable batteries right now, and that's very important. This little radio is a solar power hand crank radio that can generate a charge, and I can plug a USB cable into this and charge any one of these devices. So this emergency hand crank radio and solar power radio is also going to be part of the kit. Now I also have a small little portable one, but I can carry this with me. You know, it's just very lightweight and it's easy to pack in, so it just makes a good addition. When it comes to these types of devices that are not really waterproof like these flashlights are supposedly waterproof, but these devices are not, none of these. So I'm actually going to put this on the outside of my pack, but for these, I like to put things like this inside of, you know, something airtight, watertight I should say, and this allows me to, you know, put them in there and not so much worry if my kit gets wet. Then hopefully these electronic or electrical devices will still be good. Gonna put my light sources in the exterior right here out at the front. That's gonna be a better space for them. All right. So then these though, the thing I like about these is they are waterproof, so I can just put these out here like this, and I've got my lights handy. You just have to watch how you store it that way. And also put this radio. For now, I'm just gonna mount it right there. This one though, this is a pretty heavy duty light. So with this one, I'm actually going to, I'm gonna put it down here with my other lights. I'm gonna zip that up because I don't think I'm gonna put a whole lot more in that outside pocket to finish up. But I do have this, and I want to keep it in the box because one of the things I want to do is add more cables into it and the box gives me a way to store it all, you know, nice and neatly. So I'm gonna just fit this in the bottom of this place, because this is made for something flat here. So this is my actual storage compartment. So I'm gonna put it here. All right, the next section, I'm combining two sections into one here. And this is your food and your water and water purification, and also your food utensils here. Now the problem with this section is this is one of the larger and heavier parts of your pack. So when we look at water, you know, we look here, it's not a lot of water. I have 6, looks like 5, 4.2 fluid ounces of water. So this is not a lot of water. To begin with, I'm gonna start with 4 packages of Wise food. Now, everybody's got their own, you know, particular brand of food they like. These 4 packages contain what's considered to be 4 servings. You're looking at basically 1,000 calories per pouch. And that gives us a total of, you know, just say 4,000 calories right there. But I also like to bring along some of these high energy, more dense things too, like these. These have a lot more calories though. You're looking at these, if I'm not mistaken, 2,400 calories per package here. So you're looking at a total of almost 5,000 calories here, plus another 4,000 here, plus another 400 calories here. So, you know, you're looking at a lot of food. This is gonna keep me going definitely way past 3 days. So on the food here, this is what I'm gonna carry. I'm gonna carry these 4 packages, this 1 pack, and this energy bar. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep these in this little box and put them in here. And I'm gonna try to see if I can't get, you know, some of these packages of food in here too, to save myself even more space. So right here, I think I'm getting about, well, that's about as far as I'm gonna get. It's 2 packages. Maybe I can push it down and get my bar on top. And I'm actually going to take this down so it doesn't come back open. So I like to keep some little towels like this so that I can clean up. Now when we look at our mess kit, once again, this is something that I'm gonna replace. I'm just building this bag today off of what I happen to have here. But I'm gonna put it in here just in case of emergency until I can replace it. And this is gonna go on my inventory list also as something that's definitely going to be replaced. Utensils to eat with. And also, water purification. I have 3 different types of purification devices. This will definitely go with me, one of these or something similar to it. But this doesn't necessarily have to go in the bag. I may put it in it today just for storage reasons, but this could easily attach to the exterior of the bag. And in here I have the complete Sawyer kit to filter out, to pump water out of something, filter it out. The small mini here to also have in with this a couple bottles of purification tablets. So this, once again, I may find room inside the pack to put it maybe right close on top, but this will be something I may be using a lot. So this could also go on the exterior or on my belt some type, the old Alice there. But I just keep it in that to keep it from getting damaged. Here's some other types. You know, you got your standard water filter life straw types. I'm debating, I think I've got enough with this and this on the outside. I'm just looking at a 3 to 5 day pack here, so I'm not gonna need this one. Now this we know is gonna go on the exterior, so I'm gonna set it to the side for now. And I'm also gonna set this to the side with that other pouch that I had earlier that's got my compasses in it. And we're gonna figure out where to put this food. And we've got our tarps and all back here. So I'm thinking in between the tarps is a good place to put some of this food, because what that's gonna do is sort of protect it a little bit. But in here is where this is gonna have to go. So this is gonna go towards the bottom right here. So there we go, goes to the bottom. And then pretty much what you're looking at is gonna stack there. So this is gonna stack right there for now. Now this utensil kit, this is something that we wanna be careful with. We don't want it to get damaged. So this also is something that if we look at the bag like this, from this angle, this is something that I'm simply going to place up here on the top of everything so it doesn't get the weight of it, you know, the weight of everything doesn't crush it. So this is gonna go towards the top. We'll put that in at the very end of it. Now, we get to these utensils, we can just keep these, you know, right up here. We seal this back off, or close it back up, I mean. And also in here. in this first area. We know we had all this extra space right here that we could put stuff, and I'm just gonna keep my utensils right there. And next to last we have here is first aid. Now I may not put all this in, this is the questionable part, because I have trauma packs in here built into this kit that I built in with quick clot for bleeding. So we may set this to the side, it just depends on how much space it takes up. Here what we have is an old-fashioned, basically knee brace. And I used to kickbox, AKA, and Muay Thai. And my last fight, I had my knee damaged pretty severely. It tore my ACL and my PCL. So I had reconstructive surgery about 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. But this is a pretty sturdy brace. Here we have some pretty useful items, I believe. I keep them in this watertight Ziploc bag. I put them in it. Now we have a couple of items that this is actually an unopened kit. And this is a surgical kit. It's everything that you see right there on the label. Right. Then I also have a suture kit. This suture kit has everything you need here, including the sutures. Now this kit here it's one I put together, and I just put things in it that I felt were a necessity. You got some gloves, first aid cream or the burn cream. You got some more butterfly closures, your standard types of band-aids, alcohol packs. I have a lot of clotting agent like the Celox here, then ammonia inhalants. I have a tourniquet, and then all the different antibiotic creams, pretty much to treat any common illness, including some painkillers or pain relievers, I should say, such as ibuprofen, Motrin, also some Aleve, some Tylenol, small packets of them. You never know what kind of injury you're gonna have. And if you gotta sew up a wound or bleed to death, then this right here would be a lifesaver, and so would some of the quick clot that we see in there. So I do like to carry these, and all my kits have pretty strong first aid kits in them, at least for someone like me who's not a doctor. It has things in it that I can probably put to use for the most part. And what I'm thinking on this is we're starting to look at, putting things on top now. Now I want to go with the surgical tools here, and I'm going to go ahead and put those. I'm actually going to put these right next to the tarps back here. So let's look at that. I'm going to put these right next to the tarps in here, and they fit in there pretty nicely, but now that compartment is pretty much full. So I'm going to go ahead, and it's still there if I need it for smaller things, but I'm going to go ahead and close it up for now to make the bag a little more manageable. All right, so now that it's closed up, what I want to find is, well, what I see now is that my first aid kit actually fits. As we can see here, the first aid kit, when you stand it up, actually fits very well on top of the tarps that I have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that up in there. Then now I just have my knee brace that I have to store here. And what I'm going to go for with the knee brace is sort of a side here. I'm going to try to put it in the side beside these and see if I have the room, and looks like got a pretty good bit of room there. Still have our block of food. Remember, we're going to stack it up that way. All right, and this brings us to one of my favorite parts. Next is a fixed blade knife, means of self-defense, and other types of cutting, digging tools. So I've included this all in one situation, or all in one section. Start off with, the first is this folding shovel. And it's a pretty nice little tool. You just extend it out like that and you screw it down tight. And you got a nice little folding shovel. And I like this a lot. It's lightweight, it's only 1 pound or 2. It's not very heavy, and it can fold down really easy. You also have your pick on this side, so I'm gonna fold this back up. But what I do like really about this is that it has a pouch with a belt loop. So this is something that may originally or initially go in the bag, but as I start bugging out through the wilderness or whatever, this may very well go on my belt or somewhere similar. So that's gonna go with us. Now all these are not gonna go, of course. We're just looking at some different types. When it comes to a fighting knife, then I prefer the K-bar. And this is the K-Bar 1211. I love this knife. I actually have more than one of these, and it's really durable, it's really strong, it's really sharp. It's very dependable. It's a very, very good fighting / utility knife. So this is definitely going to go with us. So these are going to go on my belt once I'm, you know, out into the wilderness or wherever. But for now, they do have to go in the bag so that I can have them. Now, I'm not even going to include this, but I just put this down here so I wouldn't forget to talk about it. And that's if I'm going to have a knife, I have to have a sharpening tool, a stone. And that's something that I'm going to put on my inventory list and put it down here. And that way, I will pick one up and complete this part, or at least add to this part. For a standard utility knife, this is an excellent knife. For everyday cutting tasks, this is a knife that I would use. And so this is something that I may also put in there too. But on the other side of this, I will need some type of machete type of device for the area that I'm planning on bugging out to. And you have this Camillus machete. Now, as you can see, that's from our little sword fighting playing around here. It's a pretty good device, but metal on metal, it doesn't stand up to, you know, some types of metal. Here we have the Bowie knife, and this is a pretty solid knife. It is full tang, but it is 440 stainless steel, which is pretty strong, but there's some you know, stronger ones out there. And I do like the Elk Ridge here. I like this Elk Ridge. This is a very heavy duty blade. I've used it for a long time, and it's always served me well. So that's the ones I'm gonna go with, I do believe. I don't think I'm gonna include a hatchet yet until I get the overall kit built. So I'm gonna put these to the side. So the three that I'm gonna take with me are these three here and this. But also, earlier we looked at putting our compasses into here. And the reason I put them in here is because that's just a handy pouch to keep them in. But I have these other tools that I wanna include with it. First, I ordered about, I don't know, 50 of these not long ago. And they're just small little neck knives. And they actually have a decent little blade on them, but they're so small and they're so lightweight, it's just hard not to include something like this in your pack. You know, you can include it at any part, even in the front right here, which is where I'm going to put this directly into the front. Now I also have one of these little multi-tools. And these do come in handy from time to time. And when they are so lightweight, it's just, I got this room here, I'm gonna fill it up. And inside this bag, this looks like a credit card, but it's not. It's a credit card that inside the credit card are several lockpick tools. And these give me the ability to get into locks when I'm trying to be stealthy. I also have a very sharp credit card knife in there and another similar tool to this right here. So these two are also gonna go into this pouch here. And that still leaves me plenty of room in this pouch. So now that I've got the bag almost complete, putting the final items in, I need to find a place to put a couple of my blades here. So I'm gonna look and see the pockets and see where I wanna put these. I know I got the tools in this section, so I don't wanna keep my knives with them, but I do have this section right here. This section right here that's free. Now, if that goes down far enough, then that's an excellent place to put all three of these knives. And it does. That's a pretty good fit there. Also, beside them, I can put that in. Remember, that's just storing in there right now. Some of this is gonna go on my belt when the situation requires it. So now let's go ahead and finish it up and put everything in the bag and look at what we got. We know that we got our rations in here. We got our pack here that we want to round off that part with. So we're gonna start zipping up. We also have this opening right here that we never used. We've got this pocket on front that we barely used, this interior part that we barely used, this pocket over here with our line in it. So we're pretty much sitting pretty good. So that leaves us open right here to put our utensils. And now putting our utensils on top, there we go. So now we got our bag all situated. Looks a little bulky, but it does also have some very thick padding in between the layers and on the back, and it's pretty streamlined. It's pretty streamlined. It fit together pretty good. I'm gonna say 25 to 30 pounds. And one more thing was the seal cock key, which I forgot to mention. If you're in an urban area, this will open sources of water to you that are not previously available. Now, I need to put this somewhere it's not gonna get lost, so I'm gonna utilize this outside pouch right here. So with this setup, the average person, even if they do not conserve, even if they eat a full pack of food a day, then you're looking at 5 days minimum they're going to survive. Hope the video was informative. Make sure to keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget about the giveaway coming up. We got the 50,000 subscriber giveaway, in which the winner is going to get a full set of gear to withstand NBC, CBRN hazards or events. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe for your best chances to win, comment on the videos, and for now, Serious Survivor, out.